How does this 20-year-old make more in weeks than what many make in a year?
We're 2 weeks in and we've already passed $45,000 this season.
No way. And the crazy part is, he's still a full-time student.
My business journey started after watching an UpFlip video.
Wow, that's encouraging to hear. Watch as Nathan reveals 3 common mistakes that could sink your business before you even get started.
This can turn running a business into an absolute nightmare.
Really?
But good news is there are a couple things we can do to avoid it.
Forget paid ads. This could easily flood your business with more customers than you'd know what to do with.
Everyone is so obsessed with digital marketing, they forget that it exists. This can easily bring 10x to your business, and I've seen it time and time again.
By the end of this video, you'll have the exact blueprint on how to start your own Christmas light business for under $500. All right, Nathan, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
Before we get into your story, talk about how you make what most of us make in a year in a week. Tell us what you do. What are we doing here as well?
Yeah, so my name is Nathan Popa with PDX Holiday Lighting. We put Christmas lights on houses and we do it like nobody else, and we put quality behind it. We make homes look beautiful. So
out of all the industries here in Portland, why Christmas lights?
I did soft washing throughout the year, and during the winter it gets slow. People don't want to clean their roofs, their gutters are already cleaned out, and I had some people ask me, hey, do you want to do our lights for us? So I said, I'll go ahead and do it. It keeps me busy during the winter, and as business grew, I was like, wow, it really keeps me busy during the winter. So we doubled down, kept pushing at it, and it's just been a great thing to do during the season.
Kind of a natural progression, I hear, because we've interviewed other pressure washing companies which do Christmas lights, right? We just didn't focus on it like we are today.
Yeah.
But I wonder why people just naturally assume you would do their Christmas lights.
We're up on the roof. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're like, man, if we're paying him to be on the roof, maybe he'll go and clip in a couple Christmas lights for us anyways.
Yeah. And so you never thought about it, never was an idea until someone just asked and said, can you do it?
Yeah, someone asked me and I tried it for the first time. I said, that's not that bad. I kind of threw myself out there with pricing. I didn't know what to charge. People were saying yes, and from there I just moved my pieces in a strategic way to make sure I can keep growing and doubling down on what's working.
That's awesome. So I believe we have a job site to go to.
We have a job site to go to, so let's get bulbing, Paul.
Wow, so you bulb everything here. I was thinking like Home Depot stuff, lights are on the wire, or the bulbs are on the wire.
Bulbs are on the wire. So what we do, we have the bulbs and then we have the clips. And we go ahead and we just screw it in. So if you want to go ahead and try that out.
That's a massive clip though.
It is a big clip, but they're sturdy. They're meant to last a long time.
Am I doing it right like this?
Yep, just like that.
So the bulb holds it in place. Yep. So if I put the clip this way, how is it going? Oh, so it's going.
So it goes like this on the gutter. So it clips in like this on the gutter, and then on the house.
That's going to be on the inside of the gutter, that part.
It slides under the shingle. So, and we can also flip these clips to make sure that it's secure to the shingle.
I'm curious why you're bulbing your own lights. I'm kind of shocked. I thought everything comes pre-made.
That's what a lot of people think, Paul, and the reason why we do this is we can really customize what we're doing on the roof. We can choose from all the colors that we have, and we can really make the lights unique, and we use commercial grade products. Yeah, you'll see, we have a loose wire right here.
Yeah, no connection
No connectors. We do all the connectors, all the extension plugs, males, females, on site. And the reason why, higher quality lights, that way we can guarantee the work and quality that we do and give people service free of charge, which is something that we add on to that premium pricing that we'll talk about.
Awesome. So this is the roll. How many feet are we talking in each one?
So they come, if you want to try to lift that up, they're pretty heavy.
I mean, I work out, you know.
There you go.
Feels like 5 pounds.
They come in a 1,000-foot stringers. So.
And what does this cost you, Nathan?
Yeah, so that costs us right around $300. So we pay $300 for 1,000 feet. We give the absolute best quality lights, and that comes at a price.
Let's go check out your office and continue the conversation.
Let's do it. Come on in. This is it.
This is the fancy office.
Nothing crazy, as you can see, but definitely gets the job done.
Let's talk about the beginning of the business, and did it become a success right off the bat? Help us understand the revenue that you were generating up to today.
Yeah, so it was definitely a slow start getting into the swing of things. We ended up doing right around 60,000, give or take, last year, all together in revenue, which was amazing, but it was definitely a slow start.
Starting from when to when?
Yeah, so we started about the middle of October.
Got it.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have any mentors, and I think the first job I quoted was $1,200. Because I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to do it. But it had like some weird archways, and like I had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, I just threw out a number. I'm like, I can do it for $1,200. And he said, done, let's do it. And then at that moment, it kind of clicked for me. And I was like, wait, someone's willing to pay that much money for Christmas lights?
And then where are you at today? As far as the revenue?
So far, we're right at 50,000 in the last pretty much 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow. Our
goal is 125 this year. So hopefully we'll hit that at 125. K mark, so that's the plan for this year.
Help us understand what the startup costs look like. What's the bare minimum to get started?
Yeah, it's definitely low in this industry. I mean, with $500, you can get your first job. All you need is a ladder, so that's the majority of the cost. And then buy myself some ratchet straps, make it work with whatever vehicle I got, and then I'd go and just start door knocking. Offer your services for a little bit of a discount, and once you get that job, ask for a deposit, a 20% deposit, go and buy the material, install it, take your check, and then now you have more liquid money that you can go and invest in marketing.
I'm gonna pretend I'm a potential customer. I call in, you're at your office, right? Let's focus and emphasize the closing aspect of your business, right?
All right. Yeah, so the first thing I do, say if someone calls, I'm like, hey, this is Nathan with PDX Holiday Lighting. They tell me that they saw a sign, they saw my ads, they saw whatever it is. The first thing I say is, hey, just so you know, we're not the cheapest client. Our prices start at $800 with an average of $1,200. We do everything in between. We provide the lights, custom cut them, service them free of charge, take them down, and store them under one price. Are you interested?
Heck yeah, I'm interested. One guy just gave me a $5,000 bid. You're at $800, bro, let's do business.
Yeah, so our prices start at $800. So what we can do for you, let's go ahead and schedule another time for me to come out, or we can schedule a Zoom call for me to hop on, take a look at your house, and explore some options that we can do for you. We're definitely not the cheapest. We're probably up like probably one of the more expensive companies here. And there's a reason for that. It's the value that you provide behind the company and just being confident. Once they say yes to that, I know that I have them in my grasp. And then I can explain the quality of lights we use and everything that comes with it. And once they see that, it better explains everything, along with our design estimate that we give them and our automations and everything that we have set in the back end of the business. They see, oh, this is a professional company. Let's go for it.
All right, Nathan hit $67,000 in his first 2 months of installation. Can success really come that quickly, or is it just a lucky break? So leave your thoughts in the comments below, as we'll be asking Nathan the same question later on in the interview. So this is the trailer.
This is it. This is the moneymaker.
Pretty cool, simple looking. I love the wrap though. What did it cost you as far as the wrap, and what kind of results are you seeing when it comes to branding it like this?
Yeah, so the wrap was right around $2,500. So we just wanted something that looked a little bit more premium. That's why we went with the black and gold.
Let's go back to the beginning. How were you getting customers initially when you just first started, and what's your advice to entrepreneurs just getting going as well?
I had a little bit of an advantage because I can reach out to some old clients, but if I had to do it from scratch, which I pretty much did, it was just knocking on doors. I bought some door hangers online for $100. I bought a pack of 250, started putting them out, knocking on every single house I saw that I wanted to do. And you'll get a lot of no's, but after I did, maybe 100 door knocks, one person said yes. And from that neighbor, I got another neighbor. They posted me on Facebook, and then that went out, and then it kept going from there.
Okay. What do you think is very important about hearing no's? What do you say to that?
Yeah.
Because most people just get turned off by it. They get their feelings hurt.
Every time I hear a no, it's a new data point for me. So I'm saying, okay, why are they saying no? What demographic are they?
Yeah.
And what career are they in? And that way I can make a list and compile who my ideal client is. Because once you find your ideal client, you can tailor all your services towards the 10% that pay 80% of your revenue. So find what works in your area, because it's different everywhere, and double down on it.
Blitz time with Nathan. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. How early do you start bookings for Christmas lights?
Yeah, so we start bookings in August.
Okay. What's the most challenging type of house to decorate?
Ooh, probably the houses on the lake here. Their roofs any steep roof is really tough for us.
How do you unwind after a long day of installations?
Yeah, day in devotions, day with family, staying away from social media and from the devices.
What's the coldest weather you've worked in while installing lights?
Probably last year in December, it was maybe 17 degrees.
Oof. That's miserable.
It was rough with no trailer.
What's the biggest purchase you made once you had some money coming in?
Probably the truck and trailer.
That's awesome. How many homes do you typically decorate in a day?
Yeah, we try to be right around 2 or 3. We can do up to 4 once the season ramps up.
How big is the crew on that? You and 2 other people?
Just me and 1 guy.
Oh.
We're quick.
How long is a typical workday for you during the busy season?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the 4 houses, say.
Yeah, 4 houses, that's us installing, but after I get back home, I'm doing, refining my ads, I'm making sure reviews are in play, I'm doing my estimates, so I probably wake up at 7, stop work around 8 or 9 o'clock.
Most memorable reaction from a client?
Oh man, probably a client that we went out and we surprised them with a garage. They were having a pretty tough time in life, and we said, let's just give them some more lights. So
that's awesome.
They really appreciated it. They gave us hugs. They gave us, cookies, apple cider. It was awesome.
Big smile. What's one thing you wish you started sooner?
Yeah, definitely putting God first in the company. That's definitely my biggest thing. But other than that, Christmas lights.
There you go. Last but not least, what's the most rewarding thing about running your own business?
Having time to go and spend time with family, get on vacations, and everything outside of the busy season. It's definitely nice.
That's awesome. There you go. Boom. Will rates rise or fall this month? Will inflation go up? Are we in a bull or bear market? Stop second guessing yourself and dealing with uncertainty alone. Over 40,000 businesses have eliminated the guesswork and future-proofed their businesses with NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite streamlines your accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform. No need to look at different spreadsheets and reports. You can finally have the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you'd get the data you need to make the best outcomes for your business. In other words, this may be the crystal ball most entrepreneurs are looking for. Whether your company is earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. Speaking of opportunity, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/upflip. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/upflip, netsuite.com/upflip. Let's talk about the most powerful marketing strategy and where you're getting the biggest ROI.
Yeah, so the biggest ROI is definitely coming from yard signs. The ROI on a sign, you're paying $2 a sign. That one sign can give you a $1,200 job. And yeah, you don't need many signs to, pay back what you paid in signs. So definitely ROI best is with yard signs.
So cost, very inexpensive, but how do you get it up on somebody's yard? Just knock on the door and ask?
Yeah, so what we do is every time we finish an install, we go ahead and give them a little bit of a discount. We'll say, hey customer, we'll give you $50 off if you want to keep our sign here for a month or 2 weeks, whatever it may be. And other than that, we just put them, around the city. Check your regulations with the state, see where you're allowed to put them. For us, we have a lot of places that we are allowed to just nail them to the posts, and then those bring us calls.
All right, so how much are you spending on ads and marketing on a monthly basis? And by the way, if you have a sign and door hanger to show,
actually,
we're
glad you asked.
Yeah, they were right around the corner. Okay.
We keep them simple. We hang Christmas lights.
Let me see this.
Yeah, go for it. Last year we spent, right around $3,000 on our marketing.
For that season?
For the whole season, yeah. And this year we're doing right around $3,000 a month. So we're pretty much doubling down, and if so, a little bit more on that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you got to spend to make, right?
You got to spend to make.
And keep it simple. Earlier we talked about some of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs can make, right? So let's come back to it real quick and tell us what it is and how can we avoid it.
For me personally, I think it was being confident in your pricing and also being confident in the service you're providing. If you're not confident, you're not going to be able to sell. And if you're not selling, you're going to undercut yourself. And that just leads to a wave of just bad things for your business.
Heard it before. So basically you're saying undervaluing yourself as an entrepreneur, as you're starting out, right?
100%.
To get more business, you're like, let me just be the cheapest.
Don't do that. And I learned that pretty quickly. And that's why we switched our model to just telling people like, hey, we're not the cheapest. Are you interested? Yes or no? If not, we hang up. That's it. Or I try to keep my phone calls under 30 seconds if they're not interested. So it's pretty ruthless, but when you have 20, 30 calls coming in a day, you don't have time for that.
So let's say you do call me and you say, hey, Paul, by the way, we're not the cheapest. Where does the conversation go from there?
Yeah, so it goes, one of three ways. Either the client's pretty respectful about it and they're like, hey, that's not our price range. And I say, no problem, have a good day.
Okay.
They either cuss me off or they yell at me or threaten.
That happens too?
Oh man, all the time. Or threaten to leave me a bad review for being crazy about my pricing. Or they'll accept it and be like, Nathan, that does sound within our range. Can we talk about what you provide and a little bit more about your product and service? And then that's when we'll go and we'll actually give them packages. We'll do a design and actually start selling the process on getting lights on their home.
If you're loving the bright ideas from this episode, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We've got a lot more illuminating ideas coming your way. Be sure to not be left out in the dark. Let's take a look on the inside, Nathan. Show us the setup here.
This is it.
What would you hope you would have had sooner?
Probably a good hot glue gun, an electric hot glue gun. I was using a corded one up until now.
That's a good point.
So having something you can just slap a battery on the job if you ever needed to touch some stuff up, that's probably been like a cool gadget or a good tool that.
What are you using this for? To actually glue certain areas of?
So gluing like certain areas, like either to the windows or on brick, or if you need to secure a light somewhere.
Holds well?
We have Gorilla Glue hot glue strip, so definitely does the job for us.
On that note, do a lot of people just leave their lights for the whole year, or is that not an option?
Yeah, so we don't even give them that option. I mean, with us leasing the lights to them, it's a full rental, so they have their lights up until January 1st or whatever, the first week of January.
You come back, take
them down.
All right, who helped you build this setup, if not your dad?
Yeah, I actually bought this trailer with shelves already in it. There was a general contractor's trailer that already had the the stuff already inside. So
Okay.
I went ahead, took everything off, made some shelves, and
What else is important as far as like must have, as far as trailer, good smooth operation, show up, get the job done, get out of there?
Yeah,
Obviously
so-
you have all the lights in here, right? We just lock this up again.
lock
but
this up, and we
different
have
colors and
different
everything.
colors. We got red, blue, green, multicolor, white.
Yeah.
Everything you need, we got in here. So there's definitely a lot of things that are good to have, but definitely having a trailer, living here in Portland, it rains a lot, and bulbing the lights out of, you know, just a plastic bin on the bed of your truck definitely isn't ideal. So once we were able to have, you know, a cover over our head, it definitely made operations for me and my staff a lot easier and more smooth sailing.
Now, for somebody who didn't install Christmas lights ever before, I mean, I've done it a little bit,
Yeah.
but not on a commercial grand scale.
Yeah.
What's a good tip on just figuring out how to do it right? Any tips, tricks that you can share with us? What do you say?
I'd say using your resources online. I mean, YouTube, UpFlip,
Yeah.
all these videos, it's such a good resource, and honestly just reaching out to people that you want to kind of be like. So that's what I did. I reached out to people that were in the same position that I wanted myself to be in. I reached out to them, networked with them, and learned from there. But you guys are more than welcome to reach out to me. I can help you guys out, whatever you guys need help with. Facebook, the ads, the Google, getting started, I'm more than happy to help you out.
Careful now, you know? You have
Unless you're from my
million
area.
people reach out to you.
Unless you're from my area.
All right, do you come from money? Give us a little background on where you come from and who influenced you, who inspired you to do what you're doing today.
Yeah, my parents worked really hard to make sure that I had everything I needed, but when it came to starting a business or anything I did on the side, that was all me. My parents came here, were immigrants from Romania. They came here with $2,000 in a suitcase, so
Wow.
pretty much nothing, with the dream to raise up their kids properly, put them in school. So they started working boots on the ground, and then 15 years later of hard work, they each opened their own companies and they're doing well, and that drove me to work hard like they did. And my dad's definitely a huge influence on me because the way he provides for his family and learned everything from scratch, it gives me no excuse to do some research on Google or YouTube or UpFlip and, you know, learn how to do something, take action, and just, you know, send it.
That's awesome. How early did you start working with your father?
Yeah, so I was doing like little side gigs probably at like 13, 14 years old, you know, giving him the hammer, holding him the light, pretty much the normal thing. But the moment I turned 16, I started working at Panera Bread. And then after that, I went to Walmart, and then I went to an outdoor sporting store. And then I was like, man, retail stuff is not for me. I'm making 10 bucks an hour. So I picked up some landscaping with my friend. We started landscaping at first, and I was a junior in high school.
Wow.
The money was okay. We made a couple grand in that summer, which was good for me. But then I saw one of the UpFlip videos that you did on Steven with Northwest Soft Wash. And I was like, man, it can't be that easy. So I used,
is.
I mean, it is,
In a
guys.
way,
It
yeah,
is, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you just have to
Not
be
without hard work.
hard work, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I used the pressure washer that we use for our car. It's a little Ryobi pressure washer, and I just knocked on doors, put up little printout papers that I did at home, and after that, you know, put a couple hundred out. I got one call back from this elderly lady. I did her deck for $150. It took me like 5 hours, and then I did the neighbor's house for $150. And then the moment I did that, I went and I bought a gas pressure washer.
All right, so as far as like install, learning on YouTube and things like that, any tips, tricks you can share with us when it comes to installing? Maybe something that you've learned?
Yeah, I think the biggest trick would honestly buy yourself one of these GFI protectors. Pretty much what it does is if you cut a wire that's live, or you make, you know, 2 males on a wire and you plug it in, you're not blowing up their fuse box or, you know, catching a fire. This will take the damage for you. So definitely spend the 30 bucks, get yourself a couple of these, and never forget to use it. Actually, behind you, something that we love using is using like fishing vests. And what we do is we put a lot of our equipment in here. We put a lot of our plugs. So we pop these on, and that way we don't have to go down the ladder, come back up, get plugs. So it's literally just a fishing vest that you can pop on.
There you go.
And it holds our pliers, our plugs, our wire.
Sweet. So you have another business, the pressure washing. I'm curious, give us a quick snapshot of the revenue that you're generating there. And then if you had to choose Christmas lights or pressure washing, which one would be only one and why?
Yeah, that's the question. Let's take these things inside while we're here. But I think I would definitely choose the Christmas light side of things. I think we do a little bit over 6 figures with pressure washing. But Christmas lights, it's such a fast moving season, and it's like so many moving parts, and I love that. So seeing the money come in so fast, you know, you have your guys doing stuff, people are happy, reviews are coming in. It's just, Christmas lights hands down.
All right, before we talk about your incredible margins in a little bit, I want to know about the overhead that you have to run this business as you start middle of October, wrapping up middle of December. I'm guessing very minimal.
Yeah, overhead is definitely minimal. Luckily, I live with my parents and run everything in-house, so we don't have a shop to pay for utilities.
Yeah.
So we pretty much have our lights that we buy in bulk, at least a good amount of them ahead of time to be prepared. We have our app, and then, yeah, payroll.
That's it.
That's
Your
it.
app's a few $100, payroll, obviously, temp, you know, for a couple months there. How much inventory do you have sitting normally before, well, especially like 24 season, right?
Yeah.
How much do you have in stock feet-wise, or how do you measure it?
Yeah, so I typically like to have on hand right around 5,000 feet. And, you know, most of that's warm white bulbs. So we'll get 3,000 warm white bulbs to make sure that we can have that. And then we'll have some red, green, multicolor, but we try to be around 5,000. And then we obviously slim down during the season. And as we see the season picking up, we keep buying as the season picks up. But it's always nice to have a little bit of cushion to sit on.
Entrepreneurs like Nathan are living proof of how one idea can change everything. That's why we at UpFlip spent over 100 hours compiling a powerful report of 137 most profitable businesses that you can start right now. Once you see what's inside, you will wonder how we're giving it away for free. So don't miss out. Grab your copy by clicking the link in the description below while it's still free. All right, where are we going next, my friend?
We're going to the job site.
How far away?
We're about 20 minutes out. We're going to be in
Cool.
Lake Oswego.
Nice.
It's one of our higher income areas that we service. And it'll be a fun job. We'll have a good time. Let's get to work.
I'll follow you. All right, as we're hiding in the shade here, this is a typical project we have, right?
Yeah, yes sir. Just a regular 2-story home, doing everything in the front, roof line and gutter line.
You're not limited to a certain size house, to a small house, to a large house. Like you look at anything?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, if we can put lights on it, we'll do it. You know,
Nice.
we can do trees. We don't do them often, but we can do them. We do stake lighting around the garage, around the windows. We'll do absolutely anything you can envision. Even if we don't know how to do it, we'll find out how and we'll
Figure it out. What do we have here? Are we actually dressing up in something, or
Yeah,
what's
so
the deal?
this is our Santa suit. So it is pretty early in the season, so
Oh, wow.
we haven't had the chance to
Look
fully
at that.
take advantage of this. But now that it is almost November, we're gonna
Yeah.
start suiting up, looking
do I
like
get
Santa.
to? Do I get to wear it?
I'll be putting you in it. You'll be
Oh.
Santa Paul. There we go.
So, I mean, what inspired you to wear this stuff? Like, what
Yeah.
kind of reactions are you getting from people? Is it part of your brand, or
Yeah,
how
so-
important is this?
The biggest thing that we use this for is our advertising online. So a lot of my Facebook ads and a lot of the posts I do, we have the full Santa suit actually on. And that really grabs the attention. We always wore these Santa hats.
Okay.
And the reactions that we've got, you know, just from the Santa hats were always amazing. It's
That's
like, man,
cool.
you made my granddaughter's day, or we love the festivity. But sometimes you're too early and people are like, why is he wearing a Santa hat in October?
The elves get to work early on, you know?
I tell them,
How
I'm like,
else do
Santa
you-
shaved his beard and lost some weight this year.
There you go. So this has been early on, or day one. I mean, it's just interesting to see how these little things, especially in this kind of business, makes a huge difference.
Yeah, the
right?
Santa hats especially. We've been
Yeah.
doing the Santa hats from day one, honestly, as just a way to keep our ears warm.
Wow, yeah.
But people love them, so we just said, let's just make it our thing.
All right, guys, give us a second here. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome as we continue the conversation. All right.
All right.
Do you recall your biggest job?
Yeah, so.
How did you close it, too? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, so my biggest job was probably a job that we did this season, and that was right around a $5,000 job. We do have a $16,000 job in the books for November, so that will be our biggest job. Our biggest commercial job was right around $5,000, doing a assisted living facility, which was great. But yeah, these big jobs are always fun. The way to close them, I mean, answering the phone. Honestly, they find you either organically or they find you even from signs, and just answering the phone right away and just having confidence and going out there. If you see it's a bigger home, go out there, meet with the person, shake their hand, explain what you do in person. Don't just give them a phone call and, you know, give them all the information over there. So.
You never show up like this, though, do you?
Unfortunately, at the estimates, I don't, but I always wear the Santa hat. I think this might scare them away a little bit, though.
All right, well, as much as I love this, I want to transition out of it so that we can
Get to work.
get to work.
Let's do it.
What's the most important part of your customer experience, and how do you keep them happy?
Yeah, I do a couple things along the way to just kind of stand out from everybody else. One of the things I do is I give them a full design rendering of their house and what that looks like.
That's unique.
And clients love seeing that. It makes them excited about the project. And another thing we do is like gift baskets, you know, some candy canes, some hot chocolate, whatever it may be. They're seeing that you care about them, and it's more than just an install. It's like a relationship.
What about the neighbors?
Yeah,
Anything?
neighbors get baskets too.
Really?
Yeah, everybody gets
Good
the
way
baskets.
of marketing.
100%.
What is your strategy for finding help, right? It's a short season, may not be the right fit for everybody, right? Some people want a full-time gig. Here, they show up for a month or two, they do the job, and then they're off to other things.
And that's it. Honestly, I'd reach out to like friends and family first, and if you don't know
That's
a friend
easy.
that does it, maybe they have another friend that's open to doing it. And as long as you find people that are already, pretty hardworking, or like they're doing something on their own, that they have that potential, make sure you pay them good, teach them what they need to know, and they'll be good workers for you.
Do you mind sharing what you're paying your guys?
Yeah, so right around $25 an hour.
Gotcha.
And we give a lot of incentives, Christmas bonus, Thanksgiving bonus, we give, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. So it's probably closer to 35 or 40.
All right, well, I want to help you get this house tidied up.
Yeah.
And shine. So what do we need to do as far as prep work?
Let's start bulbing, start getting the clips ready, and let's get to work.
Okay, in the trailer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so you got a 1,000-foot roll over there.
1,000-foot rolls.
Man, and it looks like it's almost gone, by the way.
Yeah, that means we're busy.
On average, how many feet are we talking about on each home? Like this one, for example?
Yeah, so this one will be anywhere between, 125 to 150 feet. That's
not
kind
bad.
of our
Okay.
average in terms of, the average length we put on houses. This is a pretty typical install for us, where we do just the front facing and the ridges on the house. So this ticket is right around $1,600.
How long does it take, you think?
So we're probably going to be here for right about an hour, hour and a half with
Not bad.
everything included. Not too bad.
And your take home is what?
Yeah, from
high
that
eights?
$1,600, we're probably right around that $1,300 mark, $1,200 mark.
Yeah, you're running pretty lean now. I would
is
imagine
a
you
lean
guys,
business.
once he gets more people on board, more staffing, you got to pay this and that.
Probably closer to 1,000.
Yeah, it's going to be lower than that. But so we're prepping it based on what we've measured already. You've got
Yep.
the bulbs, you've got
Everything's
that.
already measured. So
Okay.
everything we buy is commercial grade. I prefer the circle clips that we use. They're pretty versatile, and you can put them on the shingle, and you can
they-
also put
they
them.
spin, it's not-
You can
yeah.
spin them, yeah. So
And this has been proven and tested to
proven and tested. Look at
not
that.
crack.
Yes, sir.
Can't crack these bad boys.
Can't crack them. So that's kind of where we excel a little bit in using higher quality materials. That's also why we charge a little bit higher. People like the quality, and they like that they shine bright and that they don't break.
So what about new jobs? What's the take?
Yeah, usually for new jobs, we're anywhere between the 1 to 3 hour mark. Obviously, there's some bigger jobs that will be on all day.
Yep, and what about reinstalls?
Yeah,
I mean, that's quite
reinstalls.
different.
Yeah, the lights are already done. We're already ready to rock and roll. So those ones we can get done anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour.
So from this job, this house in January, you're going to come take it all down
and store it for
package
them.
it with that address on there.
Yes, sir.
So next year, there's no doing any of this.
Nope, everything's labeled, everything's
Very neat.
packaged with their name, address, and the cost of the job.
Okay. What's the difference between commercial and residential then?
Yeah,
What do you
so-
make more?
Cost-wise, it depends how many you can do a day. So I see things on how many we can do, per day, per hour. So for us, residential is kind of where we strike hard. Our prices are pretty high for residential, so that way we're able to charge a good amount and probably make more on residential because we can finish 3 or 4 houses a day. In terms of commercial, it's a lot of consistent work. We charge less per foot, but you can get it up a lot faster, and it's a
see.
lot more feet. So personally, I like the residential route. I know there's people in the field that they prefer the commercial route,
They do.
but if you're busy with residential and you're doing 3, 4 houses a day, nothing can really beat that.
So what do we do now? So assuming we've
Once
prepped
we
it,
finish
we know
these,
this
we're
is
gonna
the
go
square
ahead.
footage.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and
Chop
cut
this
the
up.
cable, just like that. This end we can just put on the ground.
Don't need to be an electrician to do this.
Nope, it is low voltage.
Yeah.
So next up, we want to take our male plug. So there's going to be 2 sides to this cable. There's going to be a ribbed side, and there's also going to be a smooth side.
Yeah, I see.
It
Oh,
goes
nice.
right through. You see these prongs? They
Yep,
snip
yep.
through the wire. So we
Yep.
go ahead,
Oh man, that's super
pop
easy.
that down. You take your cap, slide that in. It goes in one way, and if you just want to close that, sometimes it's a little tough. So you got to kind of force it in a little bit.
Makes sense because you got to puncture it. That's it?
Yeah, and that's it. This is ready to plug in, and there's your light.
Now that's easy. I thought it was a whole different process. Thanks for showing that.
Very simple.
So we're hanging these up on the roof. Let's
Yeah,
go and
let's
get,
go
get
ahead.
that done. I got you though. I'll be your trampoline.
You'll catch me.
Yes, sir. This is the easiest roof I've been on so far. So
There you go.
what sets you guys apart from the competition though? There's how many competitors?
Man, I'd say there's probably 100 companies or 100 people that do
What?
this. The biggest thing that separates us is the quality of bulbs that we use. I mean, we use LED, so you save money. They're not incandescent, they don't get hot, and they
don't
look
fog
better.
up or
yeah, they
anything,
don't fog
yeah.
up. And 2, we do a really good job with hiding all the cables, making everything look as clean and professional as possible. And that's something that a lot of people overlook. And 3rd, we do simple things like peaking the bulbs at the top, making sure our light goes to the end of the gutter. These little things is what sets us apart and what people really see value in.
If somebody asked you for a step-by-step blueprint on how to get this going right away today, what would that look like, Nathan? Give us a
step
breakdown.
by step, if I had to start from the beginning, so from nothing. First, I'd door knock, try to get myself, 1 or 2 jobs, have them pay a deposit on that price, so maybe a 20%, a 10% deposit, and then with that money, go and buy your material, do the job, make sure it's good, put time, make sure it's perfect, get a lot of footage of you installing and a lot of footage of the house after so you can use it for marketing, and then get your check, and then put that money into marketing, and then whatever you have left, more material.
Well, literally just go pick a neighborhood, knock on doors, say, I want to put up Christmas lights, worry about the rest later is what you're saying.
Yeah, once you see you've got some jobs coming in, form your LLC, go ahead and get yourself some insurance, get on the roof and get it done.
With everything going on, Nathan, in your life, church, school, 2 businesses, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay focused?
Yeah, I think for me personally, it's my faith in God. I think, you know, doing good work, making people happy, and just continuing to, you know, try to give His word and push out, you know, what I'm here and what my purpose is in life. I think that's what keeps me going forward. But alongside that, family.
You look forward to having a family?
Looking forward to future family.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I want to be able to provide for my kids and make sure that they have everything they need, and for my wife. So that's definitely a big factor.
Okay, well, if Nathan's story lit a fire under you to make you want to start your own Christmas light business, then make sure to get Nathan's startup checklist completely for free. Hit the link in the description below and get your copy right now. All right, well, let's get off the roof. I want to see what Philip's doing on the ground, because you're not only installing lights on the roof, you're also doing around the landscaping.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Let's go take a look.
Let's go check it out. This looks pretty neat. So you're not only doing roofs, look how tough that thing is in
we
there.
put them in tough.
Oh,
there you go.
Good for you. So this thing ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Is this a separate package as part of the roof, or you could throw it all in? And
yeah, I mean, we do our packages, you know, we have a package that we include absolutely everything. So that's, you know, us doing the ground lighting, us doing the windows, the garage, the roof, and then we have usually 3 different packages what we try to offer. Stake lighting is usually our second package, and then third is with the windows, the garage, and the top of the roofs as well.
Do most people just go for the roofs, or on average?
Yeah, most people just like the roof line, so everything in the front. Probably 30% will do windows and garage as well, just to give it some more. But it's always good to just tailor, ask them what their vision is for their home, and then give them what they wanted, give them a little bit more of what they wanted, and then give them everything we can possibly do.
Nice. Well, this guy made $67,000 in a matter of 2 months.
2 months.
This was your first year last year.
Yes, sir.
This year, you expect to be
around double.
At least double that, right? Yeah. Which is phenomenal. Can anybody do it now that they're watching you, and I hope are encouraged by what you're sharing with us?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can do it. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can. I mean, I wasn't given anything pretty much, so I started from scratch. I had a $2,000 truck that I was using, so it was a really lean and mean operation that we were doing, but anyone can do it. I mean, as long as you have that drive, and like I mentioned, really, really long days. It's a short season, take advantage, work hard, and then referrals really follow.
Pressure washing, though, certainly helped you.
Yeah.
You had those connections, you had those relationships that then turned into Christmas light clients,
The
correct?
first year, we actually used no pressure washing clients. I think we maybe got 2, but those were people just seeing our yard signs and calling us again and finding out it was us. I wouldn't say it's a really big advantage. Someone can do 67 grand their first year, 100%.
With your experience so far, what do you think is the most common limiting belief that's preventing people from pursuing their own business? They have a 9 to 5, but they have this inner itch. They're like, I need to do this, I want to do this, but they don't.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I know a lot of people that they've been wanting to get into side hustles, and honestly, it's starting out. It's going and doing that first job or knocking on that first door. That's the hardest part. You know, and there's a lot of viewers, I'm sure, that are, you know, they watch all these videos and they still have yet to take action. So the hardest part,
you know it's you if
just
you're
get
listening.
out there. Yeah, I know you're watching because I was that guy. Get out there, and you never know until you do your first door, until you do your first job, until you get your first sale. Then you get that, you crave that same feeling, and then, man, that's what motivates you. So
instead of like, I would do all the paperwork. I remember starting in real estate, you make sure your business cards are perfect.
Yeah.
Now I think differently. Now it's like, no, forget all that.
Yeah.
Right? Go knock on those first 10 doors.
People are always
Get that fire lit.
Yeah, people are always stuck like on their business name. They're like, man, I don't know what business name.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna wait like 3 months until I find a business name to get started.
Yeah.
Man, I changed my name pretty much 3 times. From when I started in high school and when I, got to the point where I'm, Premier Soft Wash and PDX Holiday Lighting. So it doesn't matter.
Wow.
It doesn't matter at all.
Just get out there.
Get out there, do it. You can always change everything later.
How do you handle competition in this big market, especially with this seasonal business?
Yeah, for sure. So I think charging a premium, I think the quality of lights that we have, our branding, and then connecting to the actual client.
Connecting with the client. I had to repeat that because the last part's like, well, I feel like we all connect with the clients. Like, what are you doing differently? Can you be more specific?
100%. I mean, a lot of contractors, they get to the job site when they're giving an estimate and they're kind of just lining stuff out, thinking about the money. They're like, we can do a roof line here, but I get out there and I'm like, man, we can go and do a roof line there. Let's pop a wreath there. lights all around the top, bring them down. We want to center all the lights in the greater scheme of the house. Pathway lights, let's light it up. So I'm there, I'm trying to bring the energy, trying to make them feel special about their home. I'm like, man, with the white on black that you have going on your house, these certain colored lights would definitely make the house pop. It would look rich, it would look modern. There's no way to say no.
That's awesome, especially when you have your kiddo standing right next to me as I'm listening to you.
And sometimes I'm talking to the
I can imagine their eyes just blow up. Like, Daddy, can our house actually look like that?
Oh, kids definitely are the secret sales weapon.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
What's the hardest lesson that you've learned while building this business?
Yeah, I'd probably say time management, having proper systems in place and juggling so many different clients, going from calls to estimates to forgetting about people, saying you were going to call people back. Like, you're losing so much money down the drain every time you have a slip up or you forget to get back to people. So yeah, definitely having systems in place and managing your time and all your processes.
What was the solution?
Yeah, so I use an app called Your Leads Keeper, and that does everything A to Z for me. So it pretty much cycles in my opportunities. The moment a lead comes in, it tells me they came in, and then any point in their life cycle, I can see where they are. If I gave them an estimate, if I contacted them, if I forgot to contact them, and in every stage that they're in, it sends automations out to make sure that they are followed up with, even if I forget.
So you've scaled pretty quickly. What's the biggest challenge with managing growth when it comes to scaling?
I think the biggest thing is getting the jobs done. Finding really good help has been pretty tough, and it is tough for a lot of entrepreneurs to find really good people that they can trust. Luckily, I'm a part of a church. We got a lot of hardworking guys that love to work and get out there, so it's been pretty easy. Yeah, it's been pretty easy for me, but definitely managing the growth. We went from doing one job every 2 days last year to doing 2 or 3 jobs a day this year. So it's definitely, we set the treadmill a little faster this year, but you just got to keep up, put the right shoes on, and that's what you got to do.
Keep running. So you start about, mid-October as far as installs, right?
Right around the beginning of October.
And through end of November?
Our hard deadline is December 15th.
December 15th,
so
okay.
As the season comes to an end, our prices start going up because they got a lot of neighbors. They're like, man, my whole neighborhood's lit up. I need it done now, I need it done today. What can you do it for? And they're desperate. So
I'm the latecomer. Help me out.
That's it.
What's your approach to handling negative customer feedback? I'm sure it happens, right? You can't please everyone.
Yeah, sometimes happens. Sometimes maybe it's a design that they don't like, or maybe the placement's off. They thought it was going to look like something else, but we always guarantee all of our work. So if they don't like something, we'll go back. If we're on the job, we'll change it up for them. We'll make sure that when we leave, they're fully satisfied, and we won't leave until they are, even if that takes us needing to let the job go, take all the lights off.
What about when you do leave and it's 2 days later, they call and say, hey, Nathan, I don't like the way this is actually looking. I've seen it at night. Do you have some kind of program where you're like, absolutely, we'll be out of there and fix it? Or
Yeah, so in a nutshell, very, very, very few people, if any, have reached out saying that they didn't like what we do.
That's good.
We're very clear about our estimating process, and I think that's very important. Showing them design, talking with the client ahead of time exactly what you're doing and where it is, and then always trying to send a picture of the client right when you're done, or walking out with the client and turning the lights on in front of them.
Nice, okay. So when you first started, door knocking, door signs was a way of marketing, getting your brand out there. What do you say to those who are really nervous about that kind of an approach, face-to-face and so forth?
Yeah, I was definitely nervous too, knocking at doors. It takes a lot of confidence. You're staring at the door and something in you just tells you like, man, don't do it, don't do it. Never met the person. What are they going to say? They're going to call the cops on me, or they got like a no soliciting sign. It's like all these things. Just go and knock at the door. The worst that they can say is no. And if they say no, move on to the next one.
God
and
bless.
You learn. Yeah, you learn from there, and you just keep knocking, you keep learning, you refine your pitch, you refine kind of what you do. And then once you can, get to the point where you're connecting with the client, you build that confidence, then you're able to really sell consistently and go from there.
Yeah, there's no way to really build confidence unless you get out there and get those no's, right? You can read all the books, you can read all the watch all the videos. Yeah. Gotta get out there, get those no's. Be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
For the first 100.
Yeah, seeking discomfort's really important in this industry, and those no's always build character. So it builds, you build iron skin. So after a month of door knocking, you're a way tougher person, guaranteed, than you were at the beginning.
Oh yeah, the skin went from here to like this.
Yeah, 100%.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
What do you think the biggest misconception that people may have about running their own business?
Yeah, definitely a lot of misconceptions, but I think the biggest one is just expecting your phone to ring. When I made my LLC for my business, once I was done, I was just sitting back, hands in the air,
I got my LLC.
I got my LLC. I'm a business owner, entrepreneur in the bio. Obviously not, but waiting for the phone to ring.
No, you're right on. I think
the phone didn't ring.
Yeah.
So you got to get out there, boots on the ground. You got to get your marketing on point. You got to get your presentation, your brand, You got to make sure everything is set up for success, and then obviously it comes with time. It's going to take time for you to rank on Google. It's going to take time for your ads to start, nurturing the client and getting to a point where they actually call you. So you got to put in the work. Calls will come after, but you got to put in the work everywhere.
Do you want another simple side hustle to start tomorrow? You'd be shocked and surprised to learn how much picking up dog poop pays. Check out episode 209 to learn more. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.